Thank you for logging on to the PawCast for the week of Monday, March 5th through Friday the 9th. Hello, I'm Mr. Andrews.
And I'm Miss Pegram.
And here's what's happening on our team this week.
Hey again, everyone. Happy March. Can't believe February is over. It's really zoomed by. But that's how it goes, I guess. Did want to give a shout out to Dr. Seuss. His birthday was Friday, and he was 87 when he passed away in 1991, but he would have been 114 today. And he has certainly impacted children's literature. He's a huge icon within the children's literature industry, and he's made many, many kids and adults, for that matter, have some pretty big smiles. And we've got some awesome books out of it too. So shout out to Dr. Seuss. So next week in ELA, we will have all of our rough drafts finished for our final project. Yay! So we are going to edit those and make the final touches on those and wrap up our complete and final draft early next week. The early Monday, Tuesday next week, we will have our final draft finished for our opinion essay. Once we can wrap that up, we will have our final wonder quiz. I'm thinking Wednesday right now to end out this unit. Finally, in social studies, I'm so excited, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are excited too. We're going to be able to dive into learning all about our Washington, D.C. stuff. And all those monuments and all that history that goes into that, and I'm super excited for that. It is only 3 weeks away. I can't believe I'm actually saying that, but so we got to get all that stuff in for sure. Reminders for ELA. Well, not really for ELA, but just for next week in general. We have our book fair. I got to preview it. The kids got to preview it Friday. Saw some amazing books, so be sure to check that out. Next week is the book fair. Teacher recommendation, if you're interested, the book Blue by Joyce Moyer Holstetter. I was able to actually meet her and have an author meet and greet, and she's an incredible person. The book is based in the early 1940s, and it is... the setting is in Hickory, North Carolina. So, North Carolina setting, super awesome book, realistic fiction genre. So it kind of goes along with the wonder book that we're reading, the realistic fiction genre. And it's about the polio epidemic. So super suspenseful, awesome theme, awesome message. So check that out if you're interested.
This week during the math portion of our school day, we're going to be taking the knowledge that we've gained over the past 2 weeks with multiplying fractions and dividing fractions, and we're going to solve some real-world problems. Parents, have you ever had one of those situations where you're working with a recipe and it's for a serving of 4 people, but you're only making that recipe for 2 people? So you might have to divide the ingredients in half. Or maybe that very same recipe that will make for 4 people or 4 servings, and you're serving it for a football party or some sort of family gathering where there's 20 people involved. So you probably have to multiply all of those ingredients by 5. Very, very real situations. Parents, if you've run into those situations, please talk with your child about how this is very practical. So we're going to be using our knowledge this week to do that very thing in our math class. And we'll take a couple of days to create these, and we're going to be able to have something to be able to show for that. I look forward to students being able to take these projects home. But we're going to spend at least 3 days working on this. During the science portion of our block, we're going to be using our knowledge of forces and motion. So all of the definitions that we've been working on, and it's very important for our students to remember that forces are things that push or pull objects. We're working really hard and heavy with acceleration. And that'll be the first thing that we do this week, is figure out how are things like acceleration tied to factors like gravity and forces like air resistance and so the things that could alter acceleration. And we'll be doing some hands-on things even outside that we've already talked about with our students. So I'm looking forward to a great week of hands-on with our science as well. But we're leading towards Newton's second law of motion.
All right, it's riddle time. Woo! So, listen close. What is the only table that does not have legs? Make sure that you write those answers down and get your parents to sign them, guys. All right, see you next week. Thanks as always for watching the PawCast.